Hello guys, this is Elias here with Rant Survival. Today we're going to be talking about bug out bags, and particularly my bug out bag. It's an Ozark Trail bug out backpack that I have done no modifications to except to install a water pack, as you can see here. It was already compatible with that. I just added a case. This thing costs about $25. This is a really good backpack based on the amount of how much it can hold. It has one main pocket with a small pocket with compartments, and this one, it also has a mesh net, so you can store stuff in here. I personally keep a thing of hot hands, but you can put whatever you want. Next, this thing has a really good backing. It has like this foam, and it wicks away all the sweat from your back and evaporates it, so you don't get those, or you usually don't get those annoying wet spots on your back from your sweat. And it's really durable, and it's nice and padded up here too on the shoulders, and it rests on your shoulders, so you do not have to worry about it. It's like leaning on your back. It just sits on your shoulders. You can carry this thing pretty much just all day, and that's why I like it so much. Next, what I put in my backpack. Now I put everything in these nice and easy to use Ziploc bags. It makes everything nice and water resistant or waterproof, because the backpack itself is not waterproof, which can be mildly annoying, but it's a good backpack without it. And the first bag have very basic things. Zip ties. They come in very handy. Improvised handcuffs if somebody's attacking you and you finally pin them down. They can also be used to hold stuff together. Very handy. I have a toothbrush, Sharpie, Poncho soap. I trust the brands. You can do good brand and high quality for a low price. Next, I have a UST emergency shelter. It's just a basic tent. Very good, high quality. Thank God I've never had to use this thing before. And it holds up pretty well. I did re-improve the packaging because I've had this thing for a long time, and it got kind of beat up in my backpack. Next item, I carry a thing of binoculars. Cheap $6 pair of binoculars. Also from Ozark Trail. Really good. You can see, it's completely adjustable. And a high quality pair of binoculars. They really are. And it comes with a really good case. And a cleaning pad. Next item, I have a Bushel Pro flashlight. I love this flashlight. It's solid aircraft quality aluminum, lithium ion battery, chargeable. And this one is, you can also charge your phone off of it. In an emergency situation, you can also charge it a couple times because it has such a big battery. And you can charge it via USB port. This one is 200 lumens. It's a floodlight, non-adjustable, but it does have a pretty decent range. It has a lock mechanism, so you can't turn it on. When it's on, it's unlocked, you turn it on. When it's locked, no turn on. So it doesn't turn on you, don't waste all your battery. Next item I have is a cook stove with my first aid and emergency medical supplies inside. So next, very basic. And this, it's a very basic. I bought this at Walmart for $7, and I upgraded it. I put a flint and steel in here and some waterproof matches. It's pretty good to begin with. I put some ibuprofen in here and some Tylenol and some aspirin because it did not come with those medicine. Next, I have a shoelace, which is handy for tying, tourniquet. If you want to stop bleeding on something, put pressure to it. Very handy. Next I have is candle. Very good for starting fires. You can melt the wax, put it on a stick, or you can just light it up and have it help the fire along. Next, chapstick. Very essential. Good for chapped lips, or you can also use it as sunscreen. another flashlight. Cheap $1 flashlight, but still reliable. And good for small, low light situations. Next, hot hands. Very good. These ones stay warm for 10 hours and they produce a nice, surprising amount of heat for a no fire thing. And I also have a fish hook that I wrapped up in duct tape so it doesn't poke through anything. Very handy. Also, with the medical kit, I have some steri strips, good for if you need stitches but you don't got access to a hospital. You can take these and they're just as good as stitches. In a airtight container so they're completely sanitary. And last but not least, I've got ace managers. So my next one, I've got my weapons. This one I got a basic survival knife. It's a K-bar, modified K-bar knife. This one's old. Got it out of the basement of somebody's house because they were moving and they gave it to me. It also has fish hooks and other supplies in here, including matches. It's just a good thing to have on hand. Knife, very useful for self-defense or helping you make a shelter, cutting up stuff, whatever you need it for. Next, I have some homemade takedown arrows. These are by Allen, very reliable. Got these for $2, but since then they've raised the price to about $5 per arrow. I'll show you how to make these in another video, but they're very reliable. These ones are on the heavy side, so they have the pros and cons. Next, Life Gear emergency flashlight. This one's waterproof. A lot. Bonus. At the end, it's a very, very loud survival whistle. So emergency whistle, so you can blow for help, and you can hear this thing for miles. Next, very important to complement the arrows, we got broad tip arrowheads, also by Allen. These ones I got for $8. They're not bad for 3. These are razor sharp. Used these things before. Very deadly, very useful for hunting and a variety of other self-defense and anything you need for. And of course, you can need arrows. You can need something fired up. This is a slingshot my brother made for me. Well, not for me. It's actually his, but he let me use it. But I do not have this surgical tubing on this, so this one's very reliable. You can put the arrows in there and it just shoots them nice and fast. Next, I have a multi-tool. Comes in very handy. It won't used to have a flashlight, but it ran out of batteries, unfortunately. It has a knife. The knife is a bit wimpy, but it holds a blade a long time. It's very brittle. Screwdrivers, and a lot of other accessories, including a metal file and a wood file. Also has picks and a nice pair of pliers, and it folds down into a compact size. Next item is a walkie-talkie, multi-frequency walkie-talkie. You can connect to rangers with it. I've done that plenty of times, just needing help. Next, we got a jeweler's screwdriver. Comes this screwdriver. There's a lot of bits in there, and anywhere from weird ones for getting into small places and poking something to get up to like a lock to get unlocked, to the standard very small Phillips. Next item, I like to carry a pen. This one I have some fishing line around it and electrical tape, and another sharp. This one's pretty good, done by Bic. This one's dry erase, so she comes in handy. This section is very basic, not a whole lot of frills, just very basic things you need. I have some cup of soup. Got this at the ShopRite for about $1 for 4 of them. Just something to eat when you're lost, stranded, whatever, or just you forgot to have lunch. Thing of peanut butter, protein, because these things do not have that much protein. I have some candies, a couple of them, and some cough drops. On top of that, get some bug repellent. Got this at Walmart for about $2. Another hot hands. Like this one, guys, a freebie. It has a light, so really good. Fishing with sinker. I got 2 hooks and this is my line. I also have facial wipes. Continuing on medical, I have acid tracing. And in this, I have matches with a small flint on the bottom. Some kindling. And I have glasses, and it's really annoying when I forget to fill my glasses, so I always keep some eyeglass cleaner in here. A bike fixing tool comes in very handy. I've used this a bazillion and a half times. If that is even a number, if it is, let me know. If it isn't, yell at me. And over here, basic wrench. This is really good for just getting the wheel back on the bike. Exact size. Stole from my dad. Another emergency whistle. And rubber bands. That pretty much wraps it up, I think. So this has been Eli with Advanced Survival. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. We love subscribers. We really do. And if you subscribe and stick around and click the bell icon, you can be notified when we release our next video, which is going to be about emergency kits, but for your car. So that's going to be pretty good. It's going to have a bit more detail about it. I know some of you are probably yelling at me about in this video that I forgot a water filter. But I actually have one of those, I just forgot to put it in there.